Have you ever noticed how a whole day can pass without a single message, without a single call? One evening, I met an elderly man sitting alone on a quiet bench outside a small grocery store. He wasn't crying. He wasn't angry. He was simply staring at the sunset like it was the only thing still speaking to him. When I asked if he was waiting for someone, he smiled gently and said, "No, I'm just listening to the silence." Growing old alone can feel like drifting through a long afternoon that never ends, where time barely moves and memories echo louder than voices. But here's something I've learned through many years. Solitude doesn't have to mean sorrow. In fact, it can become one of the strongest forms of peace you'll ever know. As we reach our later years, the world often begins to shrink. Friends pass away, family gets busy, the phone rings less, the nights feel longer, and many people begin to believe that happiness disappears once companionship fades. But the truth is different. Living alone can become one of the most meaningful chapters of your life, if you learn how to build it wisely. Today, I'm going to share 7 powerful guides to living happily alone, especially when you feel like you have no close friends nearby. These aren't vague ideas. They come from real experiences, mine, and from people who've walked this path and found light again. Let's begin with Guide 1. Rediscover yourself before seeking company. After decades of caring for others, children, a spouse, co-workers, it's easy to forget who you are without them. Many older adults wake up after loss and realize they no longer recognize their own reflection, not just in the mirror, but in their mind. So start small. Create rituals that belong only to you. Brew your coffee the way you like it. Sit in the chair that feels most comforting, not the one you save for guests. Speak kindly to yourself out loud if you must, because hearing your own voice remind you that you matter has healing power. Solitude is not the absence of life. It's the presence of self. And in part 2, I'll show you how to turn your home into a place that comforts you instead of haunting you. Guide 2. Create a home that nurtures your spirit. A lonely home isn't defined by how quiet it is. It's defined by how it feels when you sit inside it. Many older people keep their homes frozen in the past. Same furniture, same curtains, the same empty chair by the window that once belonged to someone who's no longer there. And without realizing it, the energy of that space keeps whispering, "Nothing will ever feel the same again." But if you want to live happily alone, you must rebuild your space for you, not for guests. Start gently. Move the furniture, even just a little. Bring in something alive, an easy plant, something green that greets you each morning. Replace painful photos with images that bring warmth. Places you've loved, moments when you felt strong, days when you felt proud of yourself. Your home should not be a museum of loss. It should be a garden of peace. I once visited a woman named Eleanor, 83 years old, who had lived alone for over 10 years after her husband passed. She told me something unforgettable. For years, she couldn't sit at her dining table without crying. Then one day she bought a small round table for one and placed it near the window. Every morning, she ate breakfast while watching the sunrise. "That little table saved me," she whispered. Because when you shift your environment, you shift your emotions. Even the smallest changes, a softer lamp, a warmer blanket, a new curtain color, can create renewal in the heart. And here's another secret. Fill your home with sound. Not noise, but warmth. Music, audiobooks, gentle laughter from a familiar show. Silence is beautiful when it feels peaceful, but when silence turns heavy, you're allowed to break it. If these words are reaching you today, write 2 in the comments so I know you're here with me. Because in part 3, we'll go deeper into the thing that keeps people alive inside, even when life feels empty: purpose. Guide 3. Fill your days with purpose, not just time. When people retire or lose the companions they once depended on, they often fill their days with distractions. Television, long naps, repeating the same routine just to make the clock move forward. But emptiness doesn't come from having nothing to do. It comes from having nothing to look forward to. The happiest older adults I've ever met share one powerful habit. They wake up with intention. It doesn't have to be something big. It can be feeding the birds, tending a small garden, volunteering at a library, writing down memories for your grandchildren. Purpose is what keeps the soul awake long after the body slows down. I once met a man named George, 81 years old, who told me this. "I used to sit on my porch every morning, waiting for the day to end, until I asked myself, what if I tried creating something instead? That question changed everything. He began carving tiny wooden birds from leftover scraps of lumber. At first, it was just a pastime. But later, those small birds became gifts, given to neighbors, children, even strangers. I don't feel alone anymore, he said. I feel useful. You don't need a crowd to feel needed. You only need a reason to rise. Create structure in your day. Morning walks to wake your body. Midday reading to feed your mind. Small creative projects to keep your hands and imagination alive. Routine, when filled with meaning, becomes rhythm. And rhythm gives life its music again. Now let's move into something even deeper. Guide 4. Build emotional strength through acceptance. One painful truth of aging is that some people won't call back. Some friends disappear. Even family members drift away. And many older adults take it personally, like silence is proof they are no longer important. But peace begins when you stop asking why and start accepting what is. Acceptance is not giving up. It's the quiet understanding that life has seasons and not every chapter stays open forever. If this speaks to you, comment for below. Because in part 4, I'll show you how joy returns, not through big events, but through small sacred moments and one brave step back into the world. Guide 5. Rediscover joy in small moments. Happiness in later life rarely arrives in grand gestures. It hides in quiet corners of ordinary days. And the mistake many older people make is waiting for something huge to happen again. An exciting visit, a trip, a reunion, something important. But joy after 70 doesn't shout. It whispers. And only those who slow down enough can truly hear it. That first sip of coffee, the warmth of sunlight on your hands, a familiar show that still makes you smile even after the 100th time. These are not small things. They are the quiet threads that keep your spirit from unraveling. I once knew an older man who watched the same oak tree every evening as the light changed. He told me, "That tree taught me how to live again. It changes every season, but it never complains." There's wisdom in that. Build little rituals that make your days feel special. Brew tea in your favorite cup, not just any cup. Write down one moment each day that made you smile, even if it was tiny. Choose music that brings back your strength, not your sadness. Because life doesn't stop offering beauty, we simply stop noticing it. Now, Guide 6. Reconnect with the world in small, brave ways. Loneliness often convinces us the world has moved on without us. So people hide inside, afraid they'll feel awkward, unwelcome, or out of place. But isolation grows stronger when we feed it. Connection begins with one small act of courage. A hello to the cashier. A short chat with your mail carrier. Sitting on a park bench and smiling at someone walking their dog. One moment can remind your heart, I still belong. A retired teacher named Ellen told me she lived alone for nearly a decade. One day she saw a flyer for a library reading club. She almost threw it away, until something inside her whispered, go. That one decision brought laughter back into her life. If you're still with me, comment 6 below. Because in part 5, we'll reach the deepest guide of all. How to make peace with yourself, heal old regrets, and discover why living alone might actually be the beginning of your freedom. Guide 7. Make peace with yourself. At some point, living alone becomes a mirror. Old regrets return, unfinished words echo, and silence feels heavier than noise. But peace begins when you stop punishing yourself for the past. Forgive what you didn't know. Release what you can't change. Speak kindly to yourself, because your mind is your lifelong companion. Light a candle, breathe, and remember, you're still here for a reason. And in the next video, I'll share the habits that keep older adults mentally strong, even in the quietest years.